if you say, oh, love hurts, it could mean because you've been meeting the wrong set of men.
True.
You've been interested in the wrong set of men. So it also influences and gives you the right standard of a man that you deserve. And that can love you in such a way that it won't hurt you.
Right. So we have interesting questions. Interesting questions. We were just laughing and getting blessed when we were going through some of the questions. Of course, we may not be able to answer everything today, but definitely you will be blessed. I admire the sincerity and the openness of the people that asked the questions. Well, it shows people are going through stuffs, and it also shows that people are interested in assessing knowledge and improving on the quality of their relationships, which is beautiful, which is amazing. And some of the things we'll probably be talking about are not just from head knowledge, but they are things that we have learned.
Yeah.
I admire people, personally, that it feels like everything is just perfect in their relationship and all that. But we had to work. I had to work on myself, and I know my wife too did some work on her own part. And thank God for the gift of mentors and everyone that God sent our way. All right, so some of the questions are coming from our experience, and most importantly, from the training and the teachings and the mentorship and everything that we have received from people that have gone ahead. All right, and some of them, if you don't know the answer, we'll just let you know. We'll let you know that for this particular one, we have questions on growth. We have questions on commitment. We have questions on trust. We have questions on sex. Sex. We have questions on red flags. We have questions on maturity. We have questions on commitment. There's this thing about commitment that when people hear commitment, they, guys most especially, when they hear commitment, I don't know what comes to their mind. But an average guy finds it, quite challenging to be committed as much as or as easily as an average lady would. Is that true?
I guess so.
All right. Well, I'm speaking from my perspective.
Trevor said, "What about green flags?"
Green flags. Well, you also see the green flags. Of course, when we talk about the red flags, definitely the green flags will come in between. Okay, and we have about 4 to 5 questions about how to understand when you are ready for the relationship. How to know when you are ready for the relationship. We are about to kick off and get it started. Ask Mr. and Mrs. The way I actually envisage that this particular Instagram live will be, all right, I tried to do some setup and all that, but I didn't get it. All right, so there will be soundtrack, music, and all those flying things, but we couldn't get that. All right, because of our time, we just get it started and go straight to our questions. Before we go to the questions, I just want to use the opportunity to say thank you to everyone that is joining. All right, and I also want to say thank you to God for giving me this beautiful and amazing wife. All right. If you know she's beautiful, just put fire emoji there. If you know she's beautiful, I don't want any other emoji. Just put. I don't want any other emoji. Just put a fire emoji if she's beautiful. All right. The first person to send an emoji probably gets. I will send something to the person if I can get access to the person. I mean, probably on WeChat or something. All right. Let's see. Oh, blessing. All right. Oh no, it's not by the number of fire emojis. All right, family. Yeah, thank you so much. Mrs. V is beautiful, both inside and outside, and she's a gift. Really, she's a gift to me. All right, and well, as we are answering some of the questions, I believe I will get to talk more about that. For those that know me, I am not very expressive of. I know I talk, but when it comes to expressing love, I am working on it. All right. So yeah. So she has been coping with me, and I'm giving hope to many guys out there too. If I can do it, that means you can do much
Yes,
more.
sir. The
Yeah.
first question is about
Growth.
growth.
Yeah. So the first question says, why does love hurt? Love is supposed to be fun and beautiful. And why does it hurt all the time? Should I never date again because of that reason? All right. I don't know if you have been hurt before by love, but I guess the person that wrote this has been hurt before. And this is coming from a place of hurt. So, well, the first thing I want to tell you is love does not always hurt.
Well, it depends. It actually depends on your definition of hurt,
Yeah.
really. Because there are sacrifices in love, and it also depends on your definition of love. You know, love is much more than the feeling. Love instead is a commitment. You know, people define love, people categorize love into about 3 or 4: eros, phileo, agape. But the major one, which is the one that holds every other kind of love, is agape. You know, and it is actually sacrificial. You know, so it's important to have the right perspective about love.
True.
And then to understand the sacrifices involved in love. Or what do you think?
Yes, I totally agree with you. All right. Love is beautiful. Not we can't argue with that. All right. But then we have to also understand that, for instance, the love between a mother and a child, the mother goes through several pains. You women, you go through several pains that men may not be able to understand, especially the pain of labor. You know, this is an excruciating pain. But the woman, you see, it's like part of every woman's dream. You see some people, they give birth to 2, 3, 4, 5, and they will tell you that they are just getting started. All right. Why? Because they understand that, you know, that is a kind of love. That's a kind of love between the parents. All right. So there's a sacrifice part to love, but that's not all there is to it. All right. There's a beautiful part also to love. When you find the right person, all right, that loves you and you love the person, all right, I think we are going to get to a question that talks about what a healthy relationship is. All right. A healthy relationship, I'm jumping now, a healthy relationship, but in the context of this, is a relationship where you are seeking, all right, to please another person, and that person is also seeking to please you. All right. So, in one sentence, why does love hurt?
Well, I don't know if I can
Have
say
you,
one
have you been
sentence.
hurt by love before?
Well, let me just answer. The thing is, because this person said, should I never date again because of that reason? Now, the thing is, you know, for instance, there are good men. Now, if you keep meeting the bad men, you know, you get blind. There'll be a blindfold to actually the good men around. You
True.
know, you can't say, well, because I've been meeting bad men, then my eyes is blinded to every man I meet is a potentially bad man. You know, no, love in itself is a very, very beautiful thing. So the question of should I never date again, I think it's a thing of you being open-hearted to receive love.
True.
When I mean receive love, it's not just receive love from a person, but first of all, receive love from God. I think that's where the answer is. You know, the extent to which you receive love actually influences. The extent to which you receive love from God influences the extent to
Which you can give it.
which you can give it and
True.
even receive from others. It even influences the way you love yourself. You know, it influences the way you love yourself. So I think the first thing to sort out first is, how much of God's love have you? We are Christians and we really believe in God's love. You know? How much of God's love have you received? Not just by saying, "Oh, I love God, I love God, I love God, I love God," but personally, in the place of fellowship and stuff, how much of God's love have you received? That in itself influences your perspective, and it even influences your criteria of what kind of men. Because if you say, "Oh, love ought," it could mean because you've been meeting the wrong set of men.
True.
You know, you've been interested in the wrong set of men. So it also influences and gives you the right standard of a man that you deserve. You know, and that can love you in such a way that it won't hurt you. Although there will be sacrifices involved, but it won't hurt you.
And one of the reasons why love hurts, all right, not always, but one of the reasons is when we make emotional choices. We make emotional choices, all right, and not the true choice, all right. For instance, if you decide to make the first person that come into your life
your husband or your wife,
what happens is eventually when the other better people now come, all right, because you have made the choice, there is that sense of regret in you, especially when you know you deserve better than what you're getting.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I would encourage you to do, first of all, is to learn to build normal relationships with people, and not just give your heart, to like everybody that comes around. Learn to be a good friend to someone, all right, and learn, all right, to build friendship before you can totally open your heart to someone, all right. That person must have earned it.
Yes.
All right. So
I know for ladies, the people just feel that you fall in love, and then you can't help who you fall in love with.
Yeah.
And you see people say, "I'm in love with a guy who probably abuses you physically." I can't help it. I'm just in love with him. That's not love. That's just mere feelings, and we are not led by our feelings. We shouldn't be led by our feelings. Of course, there are times you feel like, but the thing is, you can't, in the middle of the night, you can't say, "I feel like taking ice cream." Although some people go to that extent, but in the real sense, you can just say, I will wait till the next day. It won't kill you, So all I'm just saying is your feelings can be under control, because people say they are being hurt by love because they just feel they can't help who they fall in love with. You understand? Because if you fall in love with the wrong person, your own love alone can't drive it. The person will keep hurting you.
That's powerful. Because of time, we just move over to the next question.